Hello, your eyes are not deceiving you. Like, you're not drunk. There are three of us on the screen. There is myself. There is the best beard in the business, Mr. Vince Haley. Vince, thank you for gracing us with your emo presence.
Oh, it is lovely to be here. What a week, right?
What a week.
Weekend, I guess. Yeah, we got a new My Chemical Romance song.
Indeed.
Well, for 2 weeks we had Doctor Strange, but Adam's now seen it. Hooray.
We have thoughts.
We have thoughts. We have opinions. But none of that matters because, new MCR song. 6-minute banger.
I've still not heard it.
You've still not listened to it?
No, no.
Come on, Terry, get on it.
Yeah, I need to get on it.
Get on it.
It's a good song.
It's a good song.
You heard him. You can see him. He is real. This isn't a mirage. He's back. It is Mr. So what's your name again? That's right. It's Terry Jeffs, the Pun Master General, Obi-Pun Kenobi himself. Mr. Terry Jeffs, thank you for being here.
I'm back.
He is back indeed. How are you?
I'm good. This is good. This feels good to be back. It feels natural. In a natural habitat, everyone observe.
Slightly tired, sat at your desk, drinking a cup of tea. Or you're on well, what are you drinking?
I'm on the Desperados tonight.
I love a Desperado.
I need a bit of a kick, a bit of a kick's like a mule.
You need a bit of a kick.
Vince, have you ever had a Desperado?
Yeah. No.
I don't know if they're a big thing in America. It's like a Corona, but it's also got tequila in it.
Yeah. So it's like I don't know if you drink Corona, but like
no.
Okay. So like if you have Corona, sometimes they would put you always have a lime in tequila
always.
You have a lime in Corona, but then sometimes you do a little top up of tequila. Well, basically this is all that in one. So it's
delicious.
It's basically Corona, lime flavored, and tequila in it, and a 5.9. So yeah, it's yeah. Do you know what blew my mind with this anyway? Obviously, you look at it, Desperados, obviously that very much like spaghetti western kind of Mexican thing going on. Made in the Netherlands. So just gonna, there you go.
Yeah, it's just a Desperado, eh?
Yeah, this is good, yes.
Good.
Yeah, so don't believe anything in life. So
no. Yeah. The world is a lie. Vince.
Yeah.
Have you brought back the Blue Moon for the podcast?
I have not. I only have one left. I'm saving it for a special occasion.
Why is this not a special occasion?
Wow, this is fair. I wasn't expecting the full crew. It took time to get the look right, so drink was second.
I appreciate it. I appreciate the effort that you've gone for the emo-ness.
Very, very minimal, but here we are.
No.
Any eyeliner going on?
Oh no.
No.
Like I said, minimal effort. I was gonna go full eyeliner, eyeshadow, painted nails, but nah.
So
didn't have time for all that.
You've probably been really busy, obviously. So since Saturday, I don't know what day it fell on, but what day were you at the Black Parade? Was it the Sunday, or were you there today? Like, have you just been there all weekend?
All weekend. You never leave. Yeah, once you're back in, you never leave.
Did you join the marching
Vince
band?
Was a young boy.
Oh man, it's like
it's been 8 years. Please, let us have this.
No, yeah, I'm excited. Like, big fan of MCR, and it's always good to have new music from them. Now, before we move on to stuff that you actually want to talk about, something big happened this weekend, Vince, that you probably don't care about, but
probably not,
because you're in America.
Yeah.
You call tournaments that only happen in America world, like the World Series, so America's the world.
America is the world.
Exactly. Yeah. But for all of Europe and weirdly Australia, it was the Eurovision Song Contest. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard of I'm sure you probably have at some point.
Aware of the Eurovision, yeah. It was that terrible Will Ferrell movie.
Yeah, that terrible Will Ferrell movie. But the Eurovision Song Contest happened now. England won it in 1997, and then a few times before with people like Cliff Richards.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
What did they win with?
It was Katrina and the Waves, and I don't know the name of the song, but they won it. But we won it in 1997. Since then, we have only ever finished on the left-hand side of the table, which is like the top 15 once. Every other time, we always finish near the bottom. And for the last 3 years, we got 0 points. Now, how the Eurovision works, Vince, is 50% of it is made
Feel free
up...
to just zone out here, Vince, if you want to.
No. You're going to stay with it. 50% of it is voted for by the jury of each of the countries. So they listen to all of the songs and they vote on a purely musical background and production and stuff like that. They vote for the best. Then 50% is public vote. So this year, everyone expected England to do terribly as always, but we had Sam Ryder. If you haven't heard Sam Ryder sing, fantastic sound. He used to be in a rock band. I can't remember the name of it, but he's got a great voice, great song. We actually came second, which was totally unbelievable. So the world was going mad. The only country that beat us was Ukraine, because obviously the public vote went for Ukraine, and rightly so, with everything going on. But if it wasn't for that, England would have won Eurovision. This is I don't know what to compare it to. It's something that's just unlikely to happen. It's like America, being level-headed. It's just and as a main conscious, just making the right decision on things. It just doesn't happen. So it was a massive shock. So I had Liverpool win the FA Cup in the daytime. And then in the evening, Eurovision, and I do like Eurovision. I'm the first to put my hand up. I always find it fun because it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. To put it into context, Vince, one of the countries dressed up as yellow wolves and sang a song about grandmas should eat bananas.
So here's the thing, right? And I don't think I will ever understand Eurovision or even understand the appeal of Eurovision. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I'm missing something. I don't understand if it's meant to just be tongue-in-cheek, if it's just all meant to be bad music, if it's meant to be just weird, cheesy. Is there a rule that it can't be real, decent songs? It has to just be...
Well, that's not... No, I think that is I think it's a choice that the countries make. No, I think it's I think that's quite a stereotype that's not quite true, because
every time I've seen bits of Europe, it's just
Don't get me wrong, 85% of every year is utter drivel, and shite.
It's Euro poppy trash stuff. It's just really weird,
But ABBA.
Yeah, ABBA. That's what I ever hear. That's what ever gets thrown back. ABBA. Okay,
no,
ABBA.
Cliff Richards.
Cliff Richard.
Cliff Richards.
There's been some big songs like the dance song Euphoria. There's a big song. That's a Eurovision song. There's a lot of old songs that came from Eurovision. And if you listen to Spaceman by Sam Ryder, it's just a genuinely good song.
I've not heard it yet. And I haven't seen any of the... I honestly didn't know it was even on until someone mentioned on the day Eurovision's tonight. I was like, oh, right, okay, really?
Yeah.
But I do know that it is very much it gets very political, political.
Usually, you'll see,
and that's why
certain countries only vote for certain people. Yeah,
that's why the UK is normally
because we're hated by everybody.
Yeah, because just like America's hated by the world, the whole of Europe hates the UK. So we're
like a mini America.
We're like the mini America of Europe. Yeah. So I understand that. So explain to me why we actually almost won it when everyone.
But this is the thing, because and this is what's really cool is Sam Ryder, who I followed for a long time because his music's really good. He's a great singer, and he's just when you watch him and listen to him, he's just a genuinely happy, nice person. Who just feels like a load of love in the air. He's just a cool guy. And he went over and he just was honest and happy. And then when you listen to all of the songs, and there's some good songs this year, his song was so good. It was just, and his vocals were so good. It was... Everyone's comparing it a little bit to watching Freddie Mercury in his prime. He was that good on stage. He then pulls that guitar in the middle of it. It was written by Max. He's a Swedish guy, and he writes basically all the big hits for Like, he's written for like Lady Gaga. He wrote with Avicii. He's written with Coldplay. He's written with Sam Fender. He's written with all the big Justin Bieber. Anyone who is a big artist, Rihanna, all of them. He's like that. Is when you can almost guarantee a song's going to be a hit. So he's been he wrote this song and it's just really, really good. You should listen to it. It's Space Mine by Sam Ryder. It's not it's very poppy, like, which isn't my usual cup of tea, but his vocals are just really good. And the best bit about the whole show, and this is the last thing I'm going to say on it, Vince, so don't worry. But the best thing about... Listen, I have to listen to you talk about Halo, so, like, the TV show, so I've had to do that for the last month and a bit. Yeah. So, like, the best part about it is, in the UK, we have someone called Graham Norton, like, who's a TV presenter. He does the commentary for the show in the UK. And just hearing the joy and surprise in his voice when we keep getting 12 points, which is the maximum you can get. To put it into context, we won the judges' vote. Until it went to the public vote, we were at the top. And when it went to the public, obviously, Ukraine, everyone was averaging about... The highest up until Ukraine was like 190, 240 points being given. And then when it came to the Ukraine's public vote, they got like 600. They were so far ahead because of everyone voting for it. And that's the right thing to do. Because if you win Eurovision, Vince, you have to host it the next year.
Gotcha.
So, which then raised the question is, how is Ukraine going to host it? But, yeah, it was really good. But it was just it's a huge moment in the, like, that music overtook politics, which is very rare. Like, that's why it's such a cool moment, that even though people hate England, like, it was cool. So yeah, it was I thought I would say a little bit about Eurovision.
There you go.
But anyway, on to things that we actually want to talk about. Like, Terry, you've obviously been off for a while, and I know you've been very, very busy.
Been a busy boy.
So there's a few things that have broken news-wise that we've not been able to have your kind of opinion on.
Yeah, you probably might even have to fill me in on stuff, because I'm not going to go into it too much in this podcast, but like job stuff and life stuff, that I've been super, super busy. So like I've not had like much time to play, like literally the whole time that we've last recorded. I've not even had much time to play games, or I've watched stuff and here and there, but I haven't really had my ear to the ground as much as possible of all the news. So I might have missed some things, so it would be cool to go over some stuff.
First of all, obvious one, well, you can give a 20-second review, because I think you went and saw it, the new Sonic movie.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, when I saw Sonic 2.
You've not been
I've been eager to hear about this.
Yeah, what did you think of the new Sonic movie?
Really enjoyed it. It was really good. It was better than the first one. And I enjoyed the first one. I thought, it was good. And yeah, it was Jim Carrey. Like, come on, it absolutely carried this film. So good in it. I don't know if you guys have seen. Adam, you've seen Sonic 1, haven't you?
I've seen Sonic 1, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's good in that one, but he's on another level in this one, and he's just full on Robotnik. And I won't go into any spoilers, but I loved how many things I wasn't expecting in this, and it like things from Sonic games that it kind of ticked off. I was like, oh shit, they're actually doing this, and it's like. Yeah, it's great. Obviously, Knuckles is in it, and but
how was Idris Elba as Knuckles? Was it hard to not realize that it was Idris Elba talking the whole way through it?
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, as I'm listening, I'm thinking, oh, that's Idris Elba. But I liked how they, how they kind of chose to, like Knuckles. Obviously, like I just think he's just like, oh, he's very cool looking and stuff. And the way they chose to go with his character in this was quite funny, actually. Like it's very kind of like, single channel minded, like it's a bit like things go over his head a little bit, and I like that. It's quite cool. But yeah, there was some just really cool moments in it. I was like, oh, okay, this is good. And I know obviously they've greenlit the third one, and I'm thinking, oh, what are they going to put in? There is a post credits. Is it post credits? Anyway, it's at the end of the film, like teaser, like what they're going to be doing in the next one. You're like, oh shit, they're going there already. So it's like, yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's good stuff. But yeah, enjoyed that.
Okay. And, well, that leads on to Sonic as well. Is it Sonic Frontiers?
Oh, Sonic Frontiers.
Is this the new game that's the amalgamation of... Sorry, Origins. Sorry, yeah.
Origins, yeah.
Origins,
So
yeah.
Origins. Oh my god, super hyped for Origins. Holy shit! This is a big moment because mainly for Sonic 3, because these are the guys that did Sonic Mania, which is probably the best Sonic game since the Mega Drive games. And it is the best Sonic game since the Mega Drive games. There's no beat around the bush here. It's fucking excellent. But yeah, they're actually redoing, like literally remastering the first 3 Sonic games. But it's most important because of Sonic 3, because Sonic 3's never had a re-release, because there's some weird licensing that's been going on, like with the music, the soundtrack and stuff. So like they've never been able to do it. So every time you see these kind of big re-releases of like Sega games, Sonic 3's always missed because they can never do it due to licensing issues. But this has got Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles in it, so it's so cool. But they've also done like the whole Sonic Mania stuff where they've like remixed all the levels, and you can actually like play as Knuckles in Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. This looks so cool, man. I can't wait. I can't wait to play this game.
Okay. Yeah, I thought when I saw that, I was just like, you must be losing your shit seeing that this has been
so good.
Announced.
So yeah, when I saw that, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Is it June or July? I can't remember now.
I think it's June, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
when it comes, it'll come.
Because I think it's there's a lot of stuff coming around that time as well. Because obviously you've got the new PlayStation service launches June, and they've announced. Well, it's leaked today, I believe. What's the starting lineup, all the way back to the PS. I think it goes as far as the PS3 games as well on the leak, and there's a lot of games, but there's no like. There was nothing where I was like, oh, holy shit, this is incredible that's going to be on there. Like, I think it's quite as you would expect.
Yeah.
Did you see that just today, actually, Fall Guys, they're now coming to PC and Xbox. They've announced that today. But they're also...
Honest, I didn't even realise it wasn't on those consoles.
Yeah, it was the last play... Oh, and Switch, sorry. And Switch.
I thought it was only on. Okay, I completely thought this game was on everywhere, but okay.
Yeah.
No, but they have just teased that they're doing a Mario Maker's level creator.
That's
interesting.
Cool.
That'd be really interesting.
Also, going to be free, right?
Yeah, it's free. Yeah, free for everyone.
That's really cool.
Good move on that.
And this one's a bit for Terry. Like, did you see that FIFA is no more?
I did see that.
FIFA.
I remember, I think we
talked about it.
Yeah, on a news break a long time ago.
Yeah.
They like FIFA were like, as the organisation were playing hardball.
Yeah.
And there were rumours that EA were just like not even gonna. And I thought at that time when we were talking about that story, EA were just kind of seeing like if they'd kind of like lower the price kind of thing. But no, they're actually going like out, like, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to,
they
like,
are
think
doing next year's, or this year's.
Yeah.
That is the last one. But
that'd be the last FIFA, like going since '93.
Yeah. And then it's going to be EA Sports FC. Like, terrible name. Like I am so used to saying to like my brother-in-law, "Oh, do you want a game of FIFA?" Mm-hmm. I can't be like, "Oh, do you want a game of EA Sports FC?" Like,
it used to be, "Oh yeah, do you want a game of FIFA? Do you want a game of Pro Evo?" Now it's, "Do you want a game of EA Football?"
Yeah.
Or what's the other? What is it now?
EA Sports FC.
EA Sports FC or eFootball? Get the fuck out of here.
And then FIFA are gonna. I think one of the big things is Take-Two. Might potentially be stepping in, obviously, to do I'm guessing 2K will be the. They do the sports games, don't they? 2K do basketball and that, so they might come in and do it. Which I don't know. We'll see. 2K are quite money grabbing as well, so there'll be a lot of in purchases and stuff like that. So.
Also, I see this is going back obviously a week or so, but Square Enix valuing the Tomb Raider series just as they always have.
Yeah, just like take it at a discount price.
So just fucking chuck that on the side.
What's the reason for this
true? I want this shit.
I saw this online, and I don't know if it's true, that they were trying to sell to raise money to invest in, was it NFTs and cryptocurrency?
For crypto, yeah.
For crypto.
That's the rumor. I don't know if
to have a
officially confirmed.
And now the crypto market's just crashed.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact,
down
I
the
think
throat.
I saw a headline 2 days ago where it was that literally, if it wasn't for Final Fantasy 14,
Yeah.
that whole fucking company would be in the red. They're the only. That's the only thing that's kept them in profit. It's
ridiculous.
They need to have a sort out. They need to have a sort out.
But they also, was it today? I don't know if it's today or yesterday. The Silent Hill.
Yes, so I was trying to pull up. Konami's wanting to do more Silent Hill stuff, including a remake of 2.
And apparently
By Bluebird Team.
They wanted to announce it last year around E3, but they pulled out of it. So I'm guessing it's happening. So
yeah, I mean they've got to be doing something with that franchise. It's just silly that they've just been.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But it's been busy, and we spoke about it briefly, obviously last week. But Xbox have announced their summer showcase.
Yeah,
their big event. Yeah. So,
and surprise, surprise, what's delayed?
Yep, Starfield. That's
steady, guys. I told you guys it's not coming out this year.
Like Starfield. I saw a really interesting thing, and I thought that can't be true. But every independent AAA game that they've announced over the last 2 E3s none of them are being released yet. So because Forza Horizon was announced the year before. Forza Horizon is the only one, I think. Right. I think I can't remember who put it on Twitter, but
yeah, which is a shame because it looked like it was like when Halo was it no what came out first, Forza or Halo?
Forza came out first.
Yeah. It looked like okay, finally this is it. Like we're gonna.
That was it after Halo.
See like the rollout of all these games, and it was just like those two. And has there been anything since?
No, I don't believe so.
I mean, unless you count Psychonauts 2 as well, but.
But the thing is, this is the problem. Like Bethesda are like they're known for this. Like they're known for like like I don't even know why they even like announced that they were making Elder Scrolls 6 like when they did it. It was just like what's the point? Like how long ago was that? So long ago. Like they just announced way too early. Just way too early, and especially in the climate we're in right now, like where it just takes even stuff that's like it just it's just silly. It's just they got to hold off on this. But then again, like it's you know when it comes to these whole like showcases and stuff like that, it's all for the stockholders and stuff. So like if they're not showing that these games aren't coming, people think, oh, well, we're not gonna invest in it. They got to show like, oh yeah, like this is like you know like Fable for instance, like literally like they announced Fable. It's like literally just announced the title. Like, but I get that they need to just kind of tease that shit's coming, but. Yeah, there needs to be stuff that's a little bit closer down the pipeline.
As it currently stands, there are no Xbox first-party lineup games planned to be released for the rest of the year. Which means
are any other games getting released this year? Like in total?
Right, yeah. We just had all the games released in February.
Well, you've still got this is on apptrigger.com, but. You've got the Quarry, which is that horror like PvP, isn't it? The Quarry, a bit like the Evil Dead ones and all of that, I believe. Yeah. You've got Sonic Origins in June, Saints Row in August, and apparently that's not going to be delayed again. Like from what I was reading the other day, that's been delayed twice, but it's in final build now. And Gotham Knights in October, but that's where it got moved to, so I don't think that will move again. So I think that's kind of what you've got left. We talked about it on the podcast about 2 weeks ago that the developer in God of War said the game will launch this year. This is after, so well, we'll see. I don't know, but there is a big gap for a big game in the second half of the year. If it stays like this, then Saints Row and Gotham Knights are going to probably sell pretty well because there's nothing to really challenge them in August and October. So I feel like something's got a slot in there. But not for Xbox.
It's crazy, isn't it? Like when you think about like the years past and like that period like that, which is always so crowded, like September, October. Like just so many games coming out, and there's literally nothing coming out. And like Vincent, like we've had all this stuff come out at the beginning of the year. It's just all messed up. It's weird.
It's all messed up.
But yeah, so Vince, obviously we all really want to talk about Doctor Strange. That is,
we all want to talk about Doctor Strange. It's the only thing I want to think about.
None of us have shared our opinions at all. Like, like you can't even tell Terry's been to see it. He said he was going to see it and then never said another thing.
Yeah,
after
and then just went dark.
So I don't know if he made it to the cinema. I presume he did, but Vince, I know you want to talk about Halo's penis. So if you want to talk about Master Chief's helmet, then the floor is yours.
What's going on?
Oh man, I'd rather not. This show is a fucking mess. Like,
how many episodes are we now on this?
We are 8 episodes in on this show.
I'm glad I have not watched this. Do I need to watch this at all, Vince?
No.
Don't watch it.
Nah.
No one needs to watch it. It needs to. Needs to not have happened. It's, man, it is a shame, because I mean, I saw the love interest thing coming. I just didn't expect it to be just so piss poor in execution.
Who's Master Chief got a love interest?
Master Chief has a love interest. Okay,
Oh, God.
I'm not kidding. It's just a thing they kind of forced onto every viewer. Because here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, like, she is a human raised by the Covenant because she was kidnapped as a kid and then obviously raised by the Covenant, right? So around like episode 5 or 6, fuck if I remember which one, she basically just infiltrates humanity, right? On the human base in order to kill like Master Chief and recover an artifact, blah blah blah. There you go. I just caught you up on like 6 episodes of Halo. There you go. You're welcome. So apparently Master Chief and her are the only people who can interact with this artifact and see visions and weird shit like that, right? So in one episode, Master Chief touches this artifact and they both share a vision. She's not even in the room. She's in a whole other room. They both apparently are affected by this artifact's magical aura or whatever the fuck's happening. And are transported to Halo. This is the first time we see Halo. This is the first time it's mentioned. It's actually a pretty cool moment, right? Mm-hmm. Like the music kicks in. It's like this sweeping shot of like, I mean, at first you just see Master Chief standing in a field, right? And the camera pans and you see the uprising of the ring. It's actually pretty cool. Pretty well done, right? Mm-hmm. Shame that's one of the very few shots in the show that's actually well done. But then she's there and he touches her cheek and the episode ends. All right, cool, whatever. Next episode, pile of shit. Don't even want to talk about it. This recent episode, now apparently they're in love. Like, no time has passed. Like, they're just hanging out together. They're in a park at one point. There's this whole thing that happens. Yeah, and then here's what I can't even explain the scene because it's so ridiculous and it's set up. So apparently she likes books because before she was kidnapped by the Covenant, her friend read to her or whatever, and then she kept this book when they kidnapped her and blah blah blah. I don't know, whatever. But Master Chief brings her a book while she's in her room that's under guard, but whatever. Again, whatever. None of this matters. He brings her a book. They kiss, and then starts the most awkward fucking sex scene of all time. Yeah. But I thought exactly, Terry. Like, what? I actually got that spoiled for me on Twitter that Master Chief fucks. Now. Nice. Yeah. So going into it, yeah. First thing going into it, I was like, I mean, it's on Paramount Plus. Are they really that mature? I mean, they showed his ass in one scene. Like, how far are they going to go with this, right? Like, how far are they going to go with this? No, they just take each other's shirts off, touch each other's scars, and then...
do you see, like, Master Chief's face all the way through the show?
Absolutely. Like, there are very few points where he's actually in the armor.
They literally did, like, a Stallone dread, like, with this film.
Yeah.
With this series.
He is...
God damn it.
Like, the times
he's taught us nothing.
History has taught us nothing. History has taught no one anything. Because the few times he is in his armor, it's even fewer times where he has the helmet on.
Yeah.
It's just weird, right?
It's like the Boba Fett show. Like, it's like, what the hell are they doing? Like, what?
Well, let's be honest. I'd rather watch Boba Fett over this. It's 9 episodes in total. So this week's episode on Thursday will be the final episode of the season. Hopefully, the final episode of the series, because this whole episode was basically, oh shit, this is the second to last episode. We need to throw conflict in there. We need to have some big build up to some big resolution, I guess, to make it worth it. And man, I really don't think this is going to stick the landing. I mean, I've literally been sitting here thinking, like, how can they bring the show back?
Like it's already crashed. I don't worry about it landing.
It's crashed and burned so many times. Like, why does Master Chief have a love interest? Why is there major conflict between him and Cortana? Like, I haven't even really touched on this, because they introduced Cortana in, like, the 3rd episode and, like, implant her into his brain, which is not really how that works. But I digress. I guess it's a way to have her stay in contact with him, even with his armor off, because that's how he just walks around the show with his armor off. So they have, like, this whole conflict. Like, he doesn't trust her. He keeps telling her to go away and yada, yada, yada. I didn't even tell you, Terry, about the best line in the whole fucking show, though. I didn't even tell you about this. Oh my god. Is internet working?
It is. We can hear you. We can see you.
Nope.
Oh no.
Discord?
We can see you. Vince.
We can see and hear you, Vince.
We can see and hear you. You are there.
Oh. No.
He might just restart and pop back in. Sometimes he likes to do that.
He just likes to pop out. Pop back
Likes to add that dramatic effect. But while Vince is there, how do you feel as an Arsenal fan that you lost tonight to Newcastle and now can't get Champions League football?
I just feel sick.
Not a great end to the season. Oh, he's properly gone. Oh, well, that has screwed up my cameras, hasn't it, really? Let's hopefully he comes back in.
It's typical Arsenal, really. It's just like we had it in the bag and blown it.
Yeah. It's not. It's been such an up and down season for you. Like you start to get some real good momentum going. But Vince, are you there? Oh, we can hear you.
The internet got tired of me talking about Halo.
It was really weird because you were still here on our end. We could see you and hear you while you were trying to work out your internet.
Right? Like, you were frozen and everything.
Oh, it's weird.
Whatever. It was very weird. Whatever. I'm back.
You're back. Anyway, your dramatic pause, but continue.
Dramatic pause. Where did I leave off? Right, the best line in the whole show, right? Yeah. Adam, I've already told you about this line.
You have, yeah. Like,
you've heard the line. You've heard the line.
It makes me sick.
It does. It's awful. It's not great. Yeah. So, whatever episode it is, Master Chief's actually doing Master Chief things, and he's in his armor. He's fighting Covenant, which is what you expect out of the Halo TV series, but it only happens twice in the show. Within this episode, he has Cortana in his head, and she's actually helping him fight, right? Like, switch to secondary, you got Grunt over there, Jackal over there, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And Master Chief says, there's a pause, right?
Wait for this, Terry.
Yeah, wait for it. Like, Cortana's chatting in his ear, and he says, it's not the lead in, whatever. He says, I know how the game is played.
No.
Like, come on. Come the fuck on.
Jesus.
No.
It's so bad. Why did you even include that? And I found out, like, days later that they were so proud of this moment, they put it on their official Twitter page.
Oh, God.
GIF form and everything.
Oh, they're really proud. That's embarrassing.
They were so proud of that moment.
That's embarrassing.
Man.
But anyway.
So
3 out of 10 don't watch the show.
Consensus that this is like a really bad show then? Like, 'cause I've not... Like,
It's been back and forth, right? Like, people who don't know anything about Halo have been like, yeah, this has been pretty good. Yeah. And Halo fans have been like,
this is the worst thing ever.
This is good. Or this is really shit. Or whatever. Like, it's been so back and forth. Like, general consensus. But man, let's hope there's not a season 2. Or if there is a season 2, just hire better writers.
Yeah.
Oh God, please. Master Chief doesn't need a love interest. Why?
No. Agreed.
Mm.
Did you guys see the trailer for the new I can never remember what it's called, the new Game of Thrones prequel?
Yes, House of the Dragon.
House of Dragons. Did we see that trailer? What did we think of the trailer? Interested?
I'm definitely intrigued. Yeah. I'm looking forward to this. So.
Yeah, I'm looking. I forget.
Yeah. I'll also say Matt Smith looks weird in anything but short hair. Matt
Smith is just a genuinely weird looking guy anyway, so I think it's hard to not make him look weird. But he rocks it. Vince, you're a bit of a fan of Doctor Who. Are you?
A fan, yeah.
What do you think?
I haven't really watched much of 13th season, but yeah.
But new Doctor Who announced.
New Doctor Who announced. Very excited.
Yeah.
Like, my wife more excited than anything because she watches sex ed.
Yeah.
So she's very excited about him being the Doctor now.
Did you hear the news? Obviously, because it's the 60th anniversary next year. Yep. Obviously, David Tennant and Donna are coming back for. It's rumored to be 3 episodes throughout the year.
3 episodes.
Apparently, that's the rumor so far. It's not been officially confirmed, but it's quite heavily looking that way. And I think there'll be different iterations in each. So you might. The one that they're trying to get is Christopher Eccleston, but that
would be a really hard get.
Yeah, because he hates it. Like, but you might get Capaldi back.
He probably wouldn't be that hard of a pull.
Nah, he's not doing much anymore, is he? No. He did Suicide Squad, I guess.
He did Suicide Squad, which
it was funny though. But Terry, did you watch Peacemaker?
No, I've still not watched it. No.
Have to watch Peacemaker. The best show that's been on TV this year. Like,
really? Wow,
Peacemaker is so good. Like, so good.
Okay, so I don't know if this is part of the talk, but Moon Knight.
Moon Knight, yes.
So Vince is still on Moon Knight. I haven't started yet. It's on my list.
Wow.
But yeah, Vince gave his review.
What was your non-spoiler review here, Vince?
Non-spoiler review. I enjoyed it. Right, like episode 5, obviously being the standout episode. Like, you've seen it all, right?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I mean, it had some episodes which were like, I genuinely like. Out of what I've watched so far, like, that was the one that I was like, I didn't think it was, for me personally, as good as WandaVision, but I thought it was like up there with it. Like, for me, like, it was like, and it was like, these are the shows I kind of gravitate to, because like me, I love shows like Lost and stuff. So I love stuff that's like just full of mystery and like not knowing what's going on and trying to piece things together. And it's very much that kind of show, and I love that, and that's what I was about WandaVision. And interestingly, like, actually I can't go into it, so I can go to spoilers. But I really enjoyed it. It was very different. It was very different to anything that we've had. Like the way that it was shot, the subject matter, just the like, just it was very out there, and it felt like I was actually reading a comic book. Like, it was cool. It was cool. I really enjoyed it.
I did too. Like, it, for me personally, it's kind of tied for third place. Right? Oscar Isaac, phenomenal, right? Like, acting his ass off in that show.
Yeah,
amazing, incredible. I had to say.
Okay. Did you see? I don't know if it's how breaking the news is, but Hulu are gonna have a new show coming called Prey.
See, that's what I'm confused on, right? Like, is it a show or is it a movie?
No, it's
based in the Predator universe.
Oh, this is the Predator. Is this a show or film? I've not seen the trailer.
I'm having a look.
I literally saw like it on Twitter, and I haven't watched it yet, but I need to watch this trailer.
No, it says it's a film.
Yeah, the film. Okay, yeah. So this is the new.
It says
Predator
the filmmakers were committed to creating a film that provides an accurate portrayal. So. I'm guessing it's a film.
From what I see, it's like Predator attacking like a tribe or something. I don't know like what time it's set in, but I'm loving the sound of it.
But yeah, so that's coming to Hulu. I don't know how we get Hulu stuff, but does that confuse?
It's a very short teaser trailer.
Yeah,
I watched
44 seconds.
Yeah. But
anyway,
from what I've seen, I'm here for it.
Have you guys been able to play anything recently?
Oh man, absolutely not.
No, Terry.
So a little bit. So I haven't. I completely put on hold everything.
Yeah.
Like
Life
Elden
has
Ring
been
or
on
anything
hold,
like that.
really. Yeah.
It just wasn't like Elden Ring. I just couldn't go back to it because it wasn't with the amount of time I was getting to pick up the game. Just wasn't the kind of thing I was like feeling. But I did only recently, only last like week or so. I've gone back to the old comfort food, so I went back to Final Fantasy 14, carried on with Stormblood a bit.
Yeah.
And I'm near the end of that now, so but I can talk about it in that more detail when I finish it. But I'm really enjoying that. But the big thing I wanted to talk about, this was I don't even know what kind of brought me to do this, but I kind of made the decision. Oh, so like watched all of WandaVision with. Did I tell you this? I don't know if I was. I watched.
You were
all of
working
WandaVision.
through everything, yeah, and you were going to decide if you were going to do a TV show.
Yeah, and we did it. We did WandaVision, and wow, it was like that went down well. Like, I mean, like, Harry particularly just absolutely loved it. Like, he really got it, and it was cool to kind of watch it through with him and explaining to him like the different like genres of shows and like in how that all works and kind of stuff. And I think it was kind of because of that I was like, oh shit, he's actually like. I always thought that those kind of things would be a bit above, like, you know, what he was kind of looking for. Like, so not kind of like action films and not like, you know, not action orientated and stuff like that. And I was like, I don't know what it was, but I was just like, do you know what? I think he is ready. I think he is ready to play a Final Fantasy game.
Oh my god.
Okay.
And
I don't know
decided.
Where WandaVision.
I don't know. I don't know. I
That
don't know
is
where.
a jump.
I don't know where the train of thought took me or it went, but I was just like, I obviously, Final Fantasy VII, my all-time favorite game, and it's always at like the forefront of my mind to think like, oh, I can't wait till the kids are old enough to be able to play it through with them, like, you know, and for them to like really be able to enjoy it and take it in and kind of stuff. And yeah, it was just kind of on a whim decision. I was just like, I said to him like, how would you like? Because he knows how much I'm like into it. I was like, how do you feel about starting like playing a Final Fantasy game? He's like, yeah. So I was like, okay, we're gonna do this. We're doing this. We're playing Final Fantasy VII. Yeah. And my god, has this been one of my favorite like gaming experiences ever. Amazing. I really like, and especially because I wasn't sure. So we like this was about a week ago we started it, and I fully like knew that it was going to be, you know, we're going to just be playing this in very very small, little chunks here. And we're going to kind of chip away at this. I don't care if it takes like a year or whatever. Like I just want to like just slowly go through the story, and I wasn't sure how we was going to feel about it due to like obviously how old the game is, and I'm not talking about remaking. I'm talking about the original Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah,
and I thought he might think like, oh, like, you know, but no, like instantly grabbed by it, which just like was just like magic to me. And it was like, obviously we're playing the version on the PS, like which is like the PS4 version. So it's the first time I've played this version, which is pretty much the same. I think they just kind of higher-res some like character textures and things like that. And but yeah, just playing it through. I mean, we literally yesterday, so we got to, we've just left Midgar. So basically, like, which is like crazy.
Right
like,
at there at the ending.
Yeah, like which it doesn't, you know, it's not as long as it is in remake, Vince. But like, that's like the whole of remake. But in the original game, it's not. It doesn't take as long. But yeah, we did that, and yeah, it's just been so cool. Like as we're playing it, I'm kind of like reading out the. Obviously, you can read it, but it's just like I'm reading out the text as we're playing it. And I thought it was going to be very much when we were playing it. I'm very much just like, oh, well, I'm just going to be playing it because he's never played an RPG before, and but no, like literally from the beginning, he wanted to like take control of the fights and stuff, and he's like getting it, man. He's like doing commands. He's like choosing magic and stuff. He's even like equipping the materia in the materia menu. I'm like, fuck, like he's very very hands on with it, but and George has been sitting there like, because he's a bit too much for him at his age, but he's actually, while we're playing it, he's just sitting there watching it all, and he's like asking questions and stuff, like what's going on, like who's that, and yeah, it's been so fun. This is the shit I've been looking forward to the most, you know what I mean, about having kids and playing through these kind of games with them and stuff, and getting them to experience it, and yeah, and it's just like, and just playing through it again, like, and you know, seeing him and experiencing it through his eyes just shows how such a good story this game has. And it's just like, so everything about it, the music and the characters and everything like that, I'm just absolutely loving it. And it's like almost like I'm playing through it like for the first time again, like for a long time. And just really enjoying that. So we're just going to kind of keep playing it as and when we get time, which has been, weekends here and there or whatever. But we're just going to kind of keep chipping away at that. But it's been so cool. It's been a real highlight. So yeah, that's it really. But yeah, gaming wise, other than that, I haven't really been playing much. We the Isle of the Bug Snacks had the big update. The Isle of Big. So, but Harry, so obviously we completed that platinum that, but Harry, I don't know why he did it, but when he started a new game ages ago and deleted this basically over and to get to the Isle of Big Snacks, you have to literally, it's at the end of the game. You have to go there. So I haven't been playing any of it. He's been replaying it all through again. And George has been playing it through with him, and they're making their way through it so they can get to the end of the game, so we can get to the Isle of the Big Snack. So there's that, and other than that, no, I haven't really been playing anything else really.
Question for you, Terry. Right. So you said you've been reading the text for Final Fantasy VII. Are you doing voices as well? Are you doing voices along with it?
Absolutely. Yeah. I like to, because I know what they sound like. I'm putting my bit of like Barrett. I'm like, I'm adding all their characters into it. Absolutely.
Phenomenal.
Terry Jeff's coming to a video game near you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Got it. It's a lot of effort. Let me tell you, there's a lot of text in that game. But
I'm sure. Yeah.
But no, it's great. It's really good.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. For me, I know I haven't spoken to you about it, Terry. I spoke about it on the podcast last week, Vince, so I won't go too much into it. I've been continuing, obviously, on stream, Red M, which is the Red Dead Redemption roleplay server, a bit like all the GTA ones. Really great community over there. Some hilarious interactions. It's so in-depth. So in-depth, and you go in there, and a usual stream for me on there is about 4 hours. And that is push to talk. I'm talking with people, interacting, making money, going on natural stories. I was walking through Valentine the other day, and someone came up to me and started talking to me as their character who had just arrived in game. They didn't know what they were doing, so that I take them on a tour of what they need to do. But you can't talk about the real world, so you're so immersed in it, and then you see the same people coming in and stuff like that, and you build up these relationships, and it's so much fun. It's a great community. Everyone's really supportive, and everyone kind of comes on the streams and watches, which is really cool. We did the stream the other day, and we had 102 people watching. So because everyone gets involved and stuff like that. So it's really cool. It was really, really cool. Really, really loving it. And it's relaxing as well, because if you want to, you could just go get on your horse, which you have to pay for. So you buy your horse, and I'll go and try and make some money. And you don't have to do illegal stuff. I can go and just spend my day cutting down trees, selling wood, or farming, or herding, and you do it organically. It's not just, there's no way of cheesing it. You make your money, but if you can go do jobs for people and they pay you as well. Someone sent me to try and find someone the other day, and they said they're going to be $200, which in game is quite a lot. And then it's really good. It's a whole new experience, something that I've wanted to do for a while, because it means I get to do some of the voice acting stuff, which is something that I've always enjoyed doing. It's instant.
So you go that full into it.
Yeah, my character has a voice. His name is John Gallows. He's very traditional, cowboy-esque. Think of your Arthur Morgan, but he's not a bad guy. He's got a backstory that when people talk, you have stuff to share upon. But yeah, you have a full backstory. Your traits of your character you try and think of, and you try and make it real, because you got to think of it. It's an interesting way when we play games. Any game you're playing, whether it's Final Fantasy, Horizon, Halo, you are the sole antagonist in that game, protagonist in that game. But when you're doing the roleplay stuff, you're impacting somebody else's experience. So they're a certain character. You can't just be like me. You have to. So they're on their own journey, and so you have to both steer your way through this. Like, this person was new, I helped them a little bit and then sent them on their way. Didn't think anything of it. I left them cutting down wood. I carried on my day. Some other stuff had happened, and then in the evening, I'm walking through Valentine, and the same person comes up to me and tells me about what they've done with their day, and that story naturally continues. But what's happened is 2 hours of real-world time has passed. We've both done stuff, and then we've somehow come back together in a new town, and they've bumped into each other. They've remembered me, I've remembered them, and you just continue. And some people come in and they're clearly trying to do a certain thing, and you have to kind of accept that and bounce off that. And it might be totally different to what you had planned. I went on the other day to try and I had a certain amount of money that I wanted to make because there's certain things that I wanted to do. I got into the server. As soon as I stepped out of the stables where I was, like, there was commotion going on outside that I somehow got dragged into. And for the next hour and a half, I'm now on an adventure across trying to find someone, and it's not what I had planned, but like, it just happens, and it can lead to really funny things. Like, and some of the voice actors in there are really, really good, and they play their characters really, really well. And because you can't talk about the real world at all, it's heavily frowned upon. Everything is so immersive.
Yeah.
Like, everything is that 1900. Like, it was 1901 that it's set in, so it's just after the games. Like, it's really, really cool, and it's a totally different way of playing. You create your own game. You just use that framework and engine of Rockstar, and you just go and do what you want to do. You live the life that you want to live. Like, and obviously GTA has it. Like, with 5M, which is the GTA version of this. Yeah, it's really, really good. So I'm loving that. Absolutely loving it.
Cool.
I enjoy streaming it. People like get involved as well and learning it, because it's a whole new experience for me on how to play these games. There's where you're using a controller and a keyboard at the same time, and like trying to get all the commands and stuff like that. But it's really cool. But we want to talk about Doctor Strange.
We do. But first, a word from our sponsors. Just kidding. I'm going to take this fucking beanie off because it's squishing my head.
Get a little bit hot. So we're not sponsored by the beanie then.
We're not sponsored by the beanie. BringMeRich.com. But no, we're not sponsored. 1 sec.
Okay. But yeah, no. So that's
talk about your thought. Whatever. Yeah.
That's okay. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been playing. But I tell you what, it takes I was saying to Vince, I had a 2-week application process to even be able to be on this server. Like,
really?
You have to. It's like a job interview. Like, you have to go through.
Is there like a certain criteria of like how many hours you have to play and what you have to do?
Well, there's a off period. So if you don't stream for a certain amount of time, then you get kind of like frozen, and you have to reactivate. I think it's like 60 days, so it's a decent chunk. It's not like you have to stream every night. But the criteria is that you have a certain, obviously, capabilities. Like computer-wise, setup-wise, microphone-wise, stuff like that. You then have to write a compelling backstory. You have to write... They give you scenarios, and you have to write exactly how that scenario would play out, how you would play out that scenario. And they come back and say, oh, could you expand on this bit? It's not like they just go, yeah, you've ticked the boxes, you're in. It's a genuine... They come back, they read it and go, yeah, try... put a bit more in here. You have to read the rules. They ask you a test on the rules and stuff like that, and then it takes 2 weeks really to get accepted. And then once you're accepted, you've got to then learn how to do it. Like, and it's a lot harder than just picking up a game and playing, because the foundations of Red Dead are there, but some of the controls are different. Some of the things have been taken out. For example, there's no aim. There's no reticle for aiming. You have to aim freehand. So it's almost impossible, I find, to hit anything. Yeah. So if I get into a shootout, I'm going to hit the window 6 times before I hit anyone. So I don't want my character to be that sort of character anyway. But you have to learn keyboard emotes and shortcuts and stuff like that to be able to do anything. But the hair's back. It's in the bun. But it's so immersive, and it's so much fun. Like, if anyone's thinking about doing it, I know you guys wouldn't do it, but I'd implore people to give it a go, because you find out quickly if it's not for you.
Yeah, I like a bit of. I mean, but back when I used to play like Ultimate Online, like back in like what 90, 98, 99, like I was in like a role playing guild like at that point. I never like went heavy into that, but I used to love it. Like it was like like you had the same thing. You had to create your own character backstory, and everyone was in character, and you weren't allowed to like mention anything like outside of the game and stuff. But it was cool. It was like you'd have your like rank or whatever you were in the guild, and like you do your stuff, and it was cool. It was cool, and you'd have these like different like battles going on, and people would like literally be like lining up like formation. It would be so cool. Yeah,
it is really good when it all works. And like I said, you can go down the route of being the lawman, and then you'll be a deputy and a sheriff, and that when you log in, that is who you are. So or you could be a doctor in one of the towns, or and there are people that play these characters 100%, and they're in, or some people just want to be barmen and they'll run the bars or the shops. They're always there. And then you have civilians, and then you have the criminals and stuff like that. And your path can take you wherever you want. So it's so in depth, but it's one of them. When I log on to stream, I don't know where I'm going to be in 4 hours or what's going to happen. And a lot of stuff will happen, and it's just it's really good. But anyway, spoilers now. If you haven't seen Doctor Strange, this is your time to leave.
Get out.
Thank you for joining us. If you
create
haven't
a
seen
portal,
Doctor Strange,
and leave. Get out. Go through.
Get out. We have all seen Doctor Strange. I think the best way of doing this is we're each gonna have a minute just to give an overall opinion, and then we'll dive into the just whether you liked it, where it kind of sits within the whole pantheon of MCU, and your like a quick brief takeaway of the film, and then we'll dive into it, deep dive and stuff like that. So Vince, actually, Terry, you were the first one to see it, right? I can't remember.
So? I think I was the first one to see it.
Oh, maybe. Oh, yeah, Vince.
Oh, Vince was the first one to see it. Oh, so Vince, you go first.
Yeah. Okay. I really enjoyed this film. Like, no kidding. Like, this was something I kind of was maybe a little low on going into, just because one, I had a massive thing spoiled for me, so I was already going in with kind of a bad taste of said thing being spoiled. I'll get to that later. So I was just like, well, what else has this movie got for me, right? Turns out, a lot. Very good. Loved Elizabeth Olsen. Love Cumberbatch in this film. And yeah, I mean, I guess ranking wise, for me, there's 3 tiers, right? There's a total of 3 tiers within the Marvel films. If I'm doing a rewatch, bottom tier is kind of like, okay, let's get to this movie, on to the next one, right?
Dark World.
Second tier, Dark World. Never forget. Next tier is movies within the rewatch I'm looking forward to. So like your kind of staple movies, like, oh, next movie is this, let's fucking go. Like your Winter Soldiers, Avengers, things like that, right? And third is I'm chilling on the couch, want to watch a movie, I'll pop in this movie, right? So like No Way Home, or maybe Civil War, movies like that.
Yeah.
This one, probably for me right now, is between that second and third. Like when this comes out on like 4K Blu-ray, immediately popping that in and watching it again, right? Because there's so much to take away from this film.
Oh yeah.
But I'd say probably eventually it'll work its way down to that second spot. Whereas I'm doing the rewatch, I'm like, shit, yeah, Multiverse of Madness is next. Let's go.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Enjoyed it.
So next person to watch it was you, Terry. What are your overall thoughts?
I mean, overall, I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed my time of it, and I was lucky because I went into this no spoilers at all.
Same.
I had no idea, and a lot of it, like the whole thing. Like honestly, I didn't even know that Wanda was even going to be the villain in this. Like, and that really like threw me. Like I was like, wow, this is cool. And I really, just didn't. And Yeah, I enjoyed it, and I felt like going back to what we were saying about Moon Knight as well. Like I felt like watching this, I felt like we've really kind of crossed this kind of threshold now of like not just MCU films, but like comic book movies in a whole. In that there's this whole subgenre now of. I felt like this was its own thing. You know, it didn't feel like it was a superhero film. It didn't feel like it was this cookie cutter MCU film. It felt like it was like a horror film, you know, that was in the MCU universe. And it got me thinking afterwards, like, oh shit, well, actually, we're at this point now, which I never thought we would have got at, like, when I was going to see, like, the original Avengers or whatever, like, where I feel like I'm actually reading a comic book. Like, and like, what I mean by is, like, comic books have always been this, like, really, I always feel like the most, like, experimental medium, whereas, like, you get all this, like, really weird shit going on. Like, you pick up a comic book in a shop and you don't follow that series, and you're like, what the fuck is going on here? There's this character I know, but he's a zombie, and isn't it? Like, what the? And they're actually doing that now, and people are just accepting it, and it's just like, and it's really cool, and I like it, and I like that Sam Raimi made his mark on it, and it was so, again, because I didn't know any of this shit was going to be happening, but as it was happening, I was like, oh my god, like, of course this makes sense. This is why he took on this project. Yeah. I came away from it like really entertained. Had some gripes with it, which I'll get into, but like overall, I was just like, that was fun, that was cool. I liked it.
Okay. I saw it today, so the freshest memories.
Yeah.
I really like the film. I'll start with that. I think it's a really good Doctor Strange film. I think there's some things in this film that are very, very good. I think, and we're going to go into it, they couldn't have picked a worse director. Like, I hate almost every single artistic choice he made in this. Like, and I think this comes back to, I just do not like his directing style. Like, so it grates against me. And I think because I don't like it, it is so noticeable. Like stupid guitar riffs that randomly appear, and some of his quick cuts that are terrible. And I don't get me wrong, his horror aspects are clear to see, and that is his passion, and you can see that throughout this film. And for the most part, they're great, but there's too many of them. It's overdone, I think. Personally, I think it is way overdone. This film doesn't need as many as that. Like, but a lot of it works. I think Elizabeth Olsen is on a different level. And I would go as far as to say probably the best performance in an MCU film. Like, would be her in this. It's just a different level what she's on in this. Like, and I know that's not saying much because it's MCU, they're quite superhero films. The acting side of it isn't always the big thing, like where she's turned up to play, you know, and really, really good. That's my overall. And we're gonna deep dive into it, and I'm sure Vince is gonna like argue very much against my fact that this is the right director for it. You think, but yeah, that's my overall view. So. The floor is open. Vince, you audibly like disagreed when I said about the horror and two
audibly disagreed. Like, I think there's the right amount of horror for what we're dealing with, right? And we are dealing with Elizabeth Olsen's Wanda Maximoff in full Scarlet Witch mode, right? Like, this is someone who we've seen like. Can manipulate people's views of things, can like fuck with their minds and shit like that, right? Like, so why not take her more into a super fucking scary route? Like,
I agree. The
mirror scene in general.
That was fantastic.
Wild.
That's
yeah.
So good.
I think that was probably one of the best scenes in the film. Like, I agree with you there.
And even we'll just go ahead and get into the Illuminati shit, right? Like, the Professor X scene. That was tense as all hell, right? When you see the fog coming in up behind him, and you were just waiting for that moment.
You're just like, how is he going to die?
And it's fucking terrifying too.
Can we just talk about? Can we just, because we've mentioned, because it is the elephant in the room. Like, can we just talk about the Illuminati? Because there's all the other stuff, but I feel like this is probably one of the biggest talking points in the film, is the Illuminati and what that means and what he did with it. And like, first of all, John Krasinski.
That was great. That was crazy, because as that happened, I was like, holy shit, this is like...
They're doing it, yeah.
They're actually doing this. This was like a fan thing. And now I'm at the point, I'm like, okay, are they going to be doing this? Or is this just literally just like a little nod, like to say...
That would be the second part, because I'm wondering what this means. But
yeah.
Then, obviously, you've got Peggy Carter.
Yeah.
You do.
Like, as... Are they still called Captain America? No, it's not. What are they? Captain
Carter.
Captain Carter.
Well,
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah. I mean, but that
Carter,
is Captain Britain, though, isn't it? It's like the original Captain Britain, like
Yeah.
Character. But that's from the I've still not seen it. That's from the What If episode, right?
It is from the What If. Same costume and everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I don't know who the Sonic mouth person was. I have no knowledge of who they are. But
tell you about Blackagar Boltagon, okay?
Yeah.
like, is this like an oh my shit moment, or like is it just like, oh okay, that person's there? Like
let me just say that
things,
death scene.
Yeah.
A Black Bolt, that was
Brutal.
horrific.
Yeah.
That was like literally just. They did. Let me just tell you this one. I had no idea what that.
Oh
this
no,
film
you
was gonna
didn't.
Be, what
You
it
didn't.
Was. And we went with the boys.
Oh, I almost warned you against this too.
George was like literally just like horrified through this film, like, but they both really enjoyed it, but they were like genuinely scared. I mean, this was a scary film, but it was. One thing I'll say about Sam Raimi, he knows how to actually get every little drop of that PG, whatever it is called, like PG-13 rating, he can get out of it. Because my God.
I think he got a few too many drops, but we'll,
You got a lot there, yeah.
Yeah. But yes, so go on, tell me, you were saying you were going to tell me about him.
One, Blackagar Boltagon. Okay, so, obviously, the thing I got spoiled for me, I'll say here, is John Krasinski, right?
Oh, you got that?
I got him spoiled for me and what happened to him, right?
Yeah.
Because the video I saw on YouTube, because I was just scrolling through YouTube one day, and it just popped up in my recommendations for whatever reason.
Okay.
It said Wanda kills Mr. Fantastic, well, Reed Richards and Black Bolt. So I was like, well, fuck, there's two of them. And there's the fact that they die. So there we go. And it was the thumbnail of John Krasinski in the Fantastic Four outfit. I was like, well, fuck, there's that thing going in. So I was pissed off all night. So my favorite thing about this, right, is way back when they first announced Phase 3, they were going to do a movie titled Inhumans.
I remember that,
Yeah. Which Black Bolt is the leader of.
Oh, okay.
And here, I'll just go ahead and give my Illuminati theory. And if John Krasinski is Reed Richards out of the way, right? So, in the Inhumans, originally Black Bolt was going to be cast as Vin Diesel when they were going to do that movie.
Okay.
I think that was kind of like the rumor floating around or whatever. It would have been phenomenal to see him here as Black Bolt. But instead, that movie got canned. They turned it into a really shit TV show. Starring a few people, even like the bastard from Game of Thrones is the villain.
Oh, okay.
What the fuck is his name? Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You can visualize him in your mind. It had an okay cast. One being Anson Mount, who is a pretty good actor. He's in a bunch of the new Star Trek stuff as Captain Pike.
Okay.
He was Black Bolt in the show. They brought him back for this, which is great, right? So here then leads into my theory that John Krasinski will be our Reed Richards going forward. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I might be wrong. So, with the exception of No Way Home, each actor who has appeared within the multiverse has still played said character, right? So Peggy Carter, still Haley Atwell. Maria Rambeau's actor, still Maria Rambeau. And I guess Charles Xavier, not really. Anson Mount, Black Bolt. Doctor Strange, still Benedict Cumberbatch throughout the multiverse. And same with Mordo, right? Same actor, same character, yada, yada, yada. Again, No Way Home being an exception where we got Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, but I think that was more like a fan thing because that was fucking cool as shit. Let's be real. So it would be really weird, I guess, to kind of go, here's Reed Richards, but then nah, it's not John Krasinski, right? I don't think that's Marvel's thing, you know?
What about Captain Marvel?
Yeah. Captain Marvel, see, that's the thing. They've always appeared as that character, but not that character in that as the superhero, right? So she's still Maria Rambeau, but that Maria Rambeau became Captain Marvel. Haley Atwell is still Peggy Carter, but that Peggy Carter became Captain Carter, right? Okay. So on and so forth. So it could be potentially presumed, if a bunch of theories about what Fantastic Four is doing, that John Krasinski could still be Reed Richards, but he might not be Mr. Fantastic. But why not do both, right? Like, why not keep him as Reed Richards? For a reveal like that in a movie like this, I don't know. It feels... Marvel doesn't do throwaway things, you know? This can't be just like a throwaway cameo. Like, Charles Xavier could be, but then again...
Well, they bloody did it with, in WandaVision with,
They did do that.
Yeah. So that's the only thing I'm aware of.
Who was the one in WandaVision?
Mr. Boner.
Oh, yeah.
Of the X-Men Quicksilver.
Yeah, Quicksilver, yeah.
Yeah.
That was
They did that.
Bit of a red herring.
Yeah.
Because I thought that was going to be it.
Multiverse,
that was going to be the one.
He could exist.
Yeah.
Just like your children exist.
Seriously, though, Xavier in the wheelchair from the X-Men animated series. Yeah.
Not just the wheelchair, the entire fit.
The entire fit, the music, even here the music came in. I was like, come on.
Yep. It was a cool moment.
That was a very cool moment.
It was a cool
moment. Wavy lines when he does his telekinesis.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All of it. They just,
It was great, though, when she just started killing them all. It was such a good scene of just watching her one by one destroy, or like Charles Xavier, like just you're done. Like Mr. Fantastic,
unraveling Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Him.
But I hope that we see iterations. Obviously, we won't see. I very much doubt we'll see Agent Carter again as Captain Carter, because we've already got obviously the new Captain America, obviously. So
we do.
I don't think you would, because in our in the other universe, she's a lot older. She would have to come across because she's old, because she grows old with Captain America.
So here's the other theory, like I've seen,
and they can't both be in the same universe, can they?
But at least the theory that I've seen we're building to is Secret Wars, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if Secret Wars becomes a thing, that's pulling heroes from different universes, basically to kick each other's ass, right? So we could potentially see her come back. I would love it, because I actually liked her character in What If. Even though it's not the best episode, it's still pretty cool.
Her death was the worst, because they didn't show it. Why did he skip?
Bullshit.
No, but they just showed the bottom half and then the thing going in. He shows all the good. They popped his eyes, like whatever his name is eyes. But then this is where Sam Raimi went, no, this is too much. We'll just show the eyes of her being killed. No, show the stomach getting ripped apart.
So the thing, that would be a step
too far, I think. Yeah.
Talking about Sam Raimi, so like,
I've got things to say on this.
So there's things that I liked about him and things that I didn't. So going to the things that I liked, so I love when he, like, to me, I loved the horror elements of it. I loved what he did with how scary he made Wanda, like how scary he made Scarlet Witch in this film. Especially going in, I had no idea she was going to be the villain. I do think that to get here, WandaVision did all the heavy lifting, and I feel like if you hadn't have watched WandaVision and when in watching this, you'd have thinking, what the fuck's going on? Bringing into like that conversation we had previously, like you do need to watch all of these series, because it would make even watching WandaVision, I still feel like she went from just a little bit Daenerys in this, went a little bit 0 to 11. You know what I mean? Just went, and it was a bit like, okay, whatever, we'll just go with this. Like, but once we got there, I was just like, yeah, this is fucking great. I mean, she's playing this villain so well, which makes, going back to what you were saying earlier about the top villains, I think she's one of my favorite villains, mainly because her origin story in WandaVision is just so good. It's so believable to see like her how she got here. Like, but the horror elements, absolutely love them. All the different things that you said, the mirror bit, and just there's some really cool moments.
Wow.
And yeah, like, you know, the zombie bit, like obviously the whole, you know, just like this is Sam Raimi in his element, like the whole Evil Dead stuff. Like, you know, just I love it when he does all that very tongue-in-cheek kind of horror, like zombie stuff. I think that's where he shines the most. I didn't like so when this film started, and I forgot about it as it went on because I just got more into it, stuff like that. But I do not like the way that this film looks.
No.
The way that it's shot. I'm with you, Adam. Like, I don't like. So I like Sam Raimi's take on genres. Like, so I like his horror stuff and he's and the creepy stuff and the jump scares and the kind of tongue-in-cheek horror. I don't like the way that he shoots. I don't like his cinematography. I don't like the weird kind of like the Dutch angles and the zooms and stuff. It's like very old school. And not just that, but just like the way that it just looks. Like, so the very, very opening scene, I remember watching it, that bit where they're like running away from the monster and and I was like, this looks too. I can't think of the name of it, but like it looks too clean. Looks too. It looked amateur.
Yeah.
It didn't look like to the MCU that I know. Everything's always looked so good, so polished, and it looked a little bit like it was getting almost like TV series, like, you know, like budget wise. And I know it's not the biggest budget film ever, I think, on this, but like I was just like, oh, this doesn't look great. And I think it's just a stylistic choice that they chose. Like, there's especially some shots in this in this film where it's just like, it literally looks like I could have been watching a behind the scenes documentary where they actually, like, I'm just watching like a camera crew filming the actors in their costumes. Do you know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
I totally agree. I absolutely agree.
Whereas it was almost like the polar opposite of the Batman. Yeah. Like, everything I loved about the Batman in like literally every it felt like it had like a lens like grain over it, and everything was all like very muddy. Like, this is just like crystal clear, and everything just looks too, like, I could just like see their costumes. It was almost like, you know what I mean? It just it didn't look like filmic. But that was it. But as the film got on, it was more entertaining, and I kind of forgot about that stuff. But I'm not a big fan of. I was getting like flashbacks of the original Spider-Man films, you know, which, like, when I watched the original Spider-Man films, I'm watching them knowing that they were filmed in the, you know, very early 2000s, and they look, you know, dated in that style and that. But when I'm watching this, like, it looked the same. Yeah. You know, I was just like, oh, okay, that's a choice. So, like, I thought that was like that's how they look because, you know, they were old, but no, that's just like, but, you know, it wasn't the end of the world. Like, but I'd say by the end of the film, I enjoyed it for what it was. But there just like was some stylistic things that I was just like, I don't agree. And I just wanted to say that I wasn't hot on the actress that played. What was her name in the end? Was it
America?
America Chavez,
dude. I don't know her as a character. Is she called like Stargirl or something like that, or is that her name?
America Chavez is her name. Her ability is literally to jump the multiverse.
Yeah. Right, okay.
So she comes from like this utopian society where like everything's great.
Yeah. But does she have a hero name? Does it ever become anything else? Is it just?
I don't think anything.
Yeah, I don't think she was very good.
I particularly love her as a character. I didn't think she was a great actress. I thought she was straight out of like a Disney TV series or something. That's the kind of way she was at. Like, I thought she was
too preppy,
and that was making me a bit worried. I was like, oh, is this where we're kind of going now with MCU? Because we've always had such good cast in all MCU. Casting's always been so good, especially with younger actors and stuff. I was just like, oh, this is not this is not quite where we're at the level. But
there's a few jumping on the Sam Raimi stuff a little bit. Sam Raimi, sorry. I agree with the cinematography. Some of the choices made was just a bit like, oh, okay. It was always taking me out of stuff, and it was also like if you're making a sequel to a film as visually good as the original Doctor Strange. Like when he's going through all the dimensions. And they try and do that here, and it was, apart from maybe the paint one, like it was just wasn't very good. And then when you see the different versions of, I think it's New York, sorry, they weren't visually interesting at all. No. Like I just didn't like it.
I never even gave it a thought, really. Because when you think of the first. God, I remember seeing the trailer for the first.
So good, like when he goes through all the different like dimensions. It's ridiculous.
But there was a lot of suspect CG in this as well.
Oh yeah,
particularly with Doctor Strange, where like at the beginning of like you could clearly just see it, like his head's just like didn't seem part of his body, like, and it was just like.
Yeah, I don't like, and I think where I say that he went a little bit too much. Isn't in the horror of the jump scares, because I think that level was probably about right. I do think the gore is really pushing the rating. I like gore, so I was quite happy with that. Like but is the fact that it seemed to me that when like maybe you might understand this one a little bit, Terry. When you're baking with a child. And you're letting them put the ingredients in. They say, okay, you put just a little bit. They go, okay. Like, and I feel like Marvel said to him, right, you can have the horror and the gore and stuff like that, but it's still got to taste good. And he went, sugar, and just kept pointing in. And I feel like it was unnecessary at points where every scene had to have it. Like the bit that annoyed me the most. And it shouldn't, is the very last scene in the film, like before the post-credits, when all of a sudden the third eye appears on his head. And he's like,
that's so fucking good.
Yeah, which, great. Then like the next scene, he's skipping down the road, and he's so happy he's got a third eye. And I'm like...
That, I didn't understand. You might have to explain that to me, because I didn't understand why he had the third eye. But the way that it ended... was such a Sam Raimi ending.
Yeah,
like that,
very
that
Sam Raimi.
That was like Drag Me to Hell. That was like just a typical. There's always this very end like shock.
But I wouldn't mind that if we then the first post-credit scene is him happy that he's got the third eye, ready to go, meeting the granddaughter of Dormammu or whatever he's called. Dormammu.
Why did he have a third eye? Why did he get a third eye in the end? Did that get explained?
The Darkhold.
Took over him a bit.
So it just kind of took over him a bit.
It's corruption of a Darkhold.
There's a part of him still inside it, I presume.
Okay.
But that bit annoyed me. Like, it would have been fine if that was just the ending. Like, but as soon as you go to the post-credit scene with Charlize Theron, like, who is the love interest of Doctor Strange, I believe.
Yep.
Like, and becomes in themselves an ally of the Avengers. So, from what I know, like,
and Sorcerer Supreme at some point.
Yeah, in her realm, she's the Sorcerer universe. She's the Sorcerer Supreme, isn't she?
I think so.
I'm just pleased to see.
I think she takes over.
I think she'll be really good. I think.
I don't care who she plays.
Yeah, and jumping through.
Can we talk about her for a second? Right, Charlize Theron. Like, the weekend it premiered,
she put on Instagram,
posted a picture of her on the red carpet. I was like, okay, cool. I guess she's in this movie somewhere.
Oh, really? I didn't.
And then 2 days later, she went Meets, and then I can't remember the name.
Meet Clea.
Meet Clea, and then I was like, well, thanks for that. But she like, I think that'd be really cool. Didn't like the second one, like that whole like it's over.
Oh, that was fucking hilarious.
Nah, I hated that one. Hated it. I didn't mind if it was just the slapping and then stopping, and then another slap at the end would have been funny. Where he screamed into the camera, "It's ended" or "It's over." I'm just like, fuck off, Sam Raimi. Like, and it's annoying that he's clearly going to direct the third, and I hope he doesn't, because I think. What he did was good for this, but I don't think it would work if there's no multiverse for him to delve into as much. I think he took away a lot from the character in this. Personally, for me, I think he was the weakest part of it, and
that's what I was going to say as well. Like especially as it started.
Yeah.
Like my biggest gripe to it, like saying how Wanda got to where she was and how it didn't take all of like what the character building did with the first Doctor Strange film and evolve it. It felt like I was kind of sometimes watching different characters, like the whole thing with what's the girl's, what's Rachel McAdams' name in it?
Christine.
Oh,
No,
Christine.
Christine. Yeah.
Christine. Like I don't know, like there wasn't really anything going on there.
Yeah, and
the whole bit when the wedding and he's fighting the thing outside and she's looking outside going like, it was all just like, I don't know, it didn't seem part of that first Doctor Strange world, you know. It seemed a bit like different, and I get that. And again, that's going back to that comic book thing where it's just like that's just how comic books are normally, you know, like when like you know you've got like a different writer and like, a different artist will take over a run. Yeah. And they do their thing with it, and that's cool, and that's what I liked about it because it really did. That's the one thing I really got from this film. It's like
someone else's iteration of it.
Yeah, whether you don't like him or you're not, that you watch this film and you knew it's a Sam Raimi film. He had his stamp on it. Yeah, and I like that, and I want more of that for the MCU films, for better or for worse. I want them to all be different and look different, and not look like just generic like superhero films. Not saying that MCU films are like that, but they can get like that, like
a bit like Thor, how it's changed.
Exactly. I want it to just be like their own things, and you got like, almost like these kind of subgenres, like like you got this kind of horror one over here, you got like a drama one over here, you got like a comedy one, like, and I like that about it, but at the same time it was like I feel like the first Doctor Strange set up something, and then this kind of just went like and did its own thing, like it was just
And I think Sam Raimi, another thing that he does quite a lot in films, and is he takes, how do I describe it? It's to do with the watch, like like he focuses so much on this fucking watch that it becomes the key to the vault, like, and he's done this in so many films where this object. He pushes so much sentimental like feeling into an object that it loses that natural sentiment and becomes such a forced, almost like a forced plot point where you know it's going to be a thing, because it's always the watch. It's like, well, at some point this watch is going to have to fucking do something, like. And it was just one of those. It was so on the nose, like it was a little bit too much. And
he didn't need the key thing. Like just him like looking at the cracked watch at the beginning and at the end of it replacing the.
That's character growth. That's fine. Doesn't need to be a secret. A very obvious like shape as well. Like it's like that's a watch. And the other thing, which I think is a thing that. Is a very difficult thing for them to deal with, and I guess they just ignored it completely, is that WandaVision, I can't remember, what was the town called? Plainview, was it? No,
Westview.
Westview, yeah. Like, that all happened. They had the interaction with Doctor Strange at the end of WandaVision. This then happens. No other Avengers have thought, probably should check in on Wanda. Like, not like, and when this is all going on, Doctor Strange doesn't at any point think, when they're all defending the thing, going, probably should call the Avengers here, like, probably should get a little bit of help. It's just like, nah, we'll use the students. They're good. Like, it'll be me, Wong, and the students against Scarlet Witch.
This just goes down to comic book.
Yeah, they tie themselves into a corner, but at least if you look at, even though they made a joke out of it, in, what was the second Spider-Man? Was it Far From Home?
Far From Home, yeah.
Yeah. When Spider-Man's asking, can you not call this person? Nope, they're off planet. Can you not call this person? No. They at least acknowledge that there is heroes. Like, and Doctor Strange can grab them within a second. Like, portal, pull them through.
They did mention that earlier. In the field. Right? Where he was basically like, I can come to you because, well, you're the only other powerful person here. Like, we got an Ant-Man, we got a Spider-Man, we got a bunch of bug-themed heroes.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're not going to be able to do shit against Scarlet Witch. You saw what the Illuminati did.
No.
She would rip them to shreds.
No, but at that point, he didn't know that. He acknowledged that she was better than the rest. But if you can't get the best, you don't then go, fuck it, I'm not going to get the rest. Like, you get on the phone and you go, listen, come on, like, step up now. Like we've caused this. We probably should fix it. Like, and then, am I wrong? Like, WandaVision was ages ago. Isn't there now the White Vision somewhere?
Somewhere.
like, what the fuck is happening with him? Like, is he just waiting? Just wouldn't now, because we presume Wanda is done. Like with Scarlet Witch dying in this, are they going to bring? Is another Wanda going to come through? Is she done with the MCU? I don't know.
No, I think that's it now. I think
that's
done.
it. You don't think it's done, Vince?
Oh no, there's a reasonable excuse for her to still be alive. Like,
but she doesn't want to be.
Yeah, I think with the kind of for me personally, the kind of character that the kind of actress that Elizabeth Olsen is, well, I think that's her now. Kind of like, I'm done. Like, you know.
Well, she said, hasn't she? The MCU has cost her other work. I don't think she'd
want to be tied into it anymore. I think she's done a bit. I mean, what can you possibly do more now? Like,
yeah, she has no more arc, really. I don't think. Yeah. Because in the end, she does do the right thing.
Yeah, exactly, which was cool.
I thought
she was absolutely fantastic in this film, like so good. I mean,
unreal.
For me personally, like her in WandaVision was just like, she was absolutely phenomenal. And,
I think she's even better in this. Yeah, like I think.
So I personally think she's better in WandaVision.
She probably has better moments. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's more like kind of subtle character moments and like, you know, showing that grief and stuff like that. But I think that she just plays a villain so well in this, like, and is genuinely scary. Yeah, and I just thought that was really cool to see that.
You look at some of the characters though in WandaVision, obviously. What are they called? What's the fan?
The kids?
No, Phase. What's she called? The Thingy's daughter who gets the powers. Test Pilot's daughter.
Oh, Photon. These are all now that we haven't seen what they've done, but they surely after this kept an eye on Wanda. Like there should have been more people keeping an eye on Wanda, and at no point are any of them like, oh, she's there.
I mean, it's a little bit of a stretch. Like,
yeah, that beginning it should have been explained better.
Well, here's the thing, right? Yeah. Like we're all on about this, right? Terry, you've seen Eternals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've all seen that, yeah.
What about the big fucking celestial sticking out of the earth?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
What about that?
Yeah, no one's mentioned that.
No one's doing shit about that.
No, yeah. Like this is the issue. Like we're now at a point where these huge powers are being like basically Earth is just getting battered from left, right, and like all these things are happening. But they don't cross over in any way. And the thing that the MC used to do really well was go, this is going to link with this. This links is building blocks. And now it's like they've just got the tub of Lego and just thrown it on the floor going, all your bits are there. See what you can build. Like, but
this is what will eventually happen. And this is, it will eventually get into that mess that comics get into where it's just, there's just too much going on.
Yeah.
And they're all trying to tie into each other. And it's just like, you can't explain. That's why I always used to like, I always used to dislike like all the rest of like being a big Batman fan. I'd love everything like in Gotham and going on and everything like that, but I didn't like all the other stuff, like all the other Justice League stuff, because I feel like it kind of took away what was going on in Gotham. Because if Superman can go and stop this shit, then like why don't he just go and like you know, and you know what I mean? Why didn't Batman just get on the phone and go, he's fighting whoever he's fighting, and just go, Flash, Superman, can you just come and sort this out for me? Like you said, it kind of writes them into a corner.
Yeah.
And I think eventually that's going to happen because or your mind's always going to be, well, where's this character? Well, why is that not happening then? Like,
I feel like it kind of plays into the theme, right? Like Doctor Strange, as she said, Doctor Strange has to be the one holding the knife, right? He feels responsible for Wanda in America, so therefore he has to be the hero of this.
Yeah, he has to be the hero.
That overall theme. So why would he bring anyone else in when he can do it, or he thinks he can?
But he did bring in the whole fucking school, and they all got massacred. It was, which is a really cool scene when she just appears behind him and tells him to run. Like really cool, like fantastic. Cool, yeah. But my point is kind of. It's obvious that they're going to, at the end of this, it's going to be a shit show 10 years down the line for Marvel because there's going to be too much going on. But the question that I asked you, Vince, obviously last week, not before I saw this, does this progress phase 4 to what's obviously coming next? And you said, no, Which is true, because this was very much like you said, a standalone Doctor Strange film. Which movie is going to start to filter where the end of Phase 4 is going to be? Like, obviously, we've always worked towards an Avengers film or an Avengers 2 films with Infinity Wars and Endgame. And you think we're going to the Secret Wars, and that's what the rumor kind of heavily is. When do things start to pull together? Because at the moment, everything just is introducing new things. And Phase 4 is going to be introducing new things. But what is going to be the film where we start to see this crossover? Is it going to be Thor: Love and Thunder? Because that's the Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor. Like, what's it going to be? That's the question. That's what I'm trying to work out.
My theory kind of is, like, at the end of Avengers, we got Thanos, right?
Yeah.
That was the end of Phase 1. Like, we got the tease for Thanos being this kind of the setup for the Infinity Saga, right?
True. But at least we got the Avengers to finish Phase 1.
We did.
Yeah.
So if rumor still holds that Fantastic Four is going to close out Phase 4, what I'm thinking is that we've already got our big bad tease in Loki, right? You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. I can't remember anything he said, but I do remember. Yeah.
He's also supposed to make an appearance in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, well, that makes sense, I guess.
He's supposed to make an appearance in that. So I think we're gonna see maybe a little bit of setup there. And I think Fantastic Four might cap off with that, because his last name is Richards. That's what we know. He is a descendant of Reed.
Well, Terry hasn't seen Loki, so
Terry hasn't seen Loki.
No,
that's not
that's
much
the
of a spoiler.
only thing I've seen for some reason. Yeah.
Which you should watch, because it's very good.
I need.
For the love of God, watch it.
And I think it's a really good one that you can watch with the kids as well. Like, because it's there's some funny moments in there as well as serious moments.
For sure.
Yeah, maybe, but we've seen one potential character from Fantastic Four. Whether that's the same character that is in the thing, blah blah blah. Like you've said, it could probably will be. We've still got 3 others to get the Fantastic Four, and an origin of them, or are they already created? Because this is a different thing. How are they all going to come in? And we've only got. There's not that many films left in Phase 4, is there? Like,
no.
And I think
we've got.
You've got the Marvels.
How and when are the mutants going to be introduced?
I think we're holding off on that.
I think the mutants will be introduced at the end of Fantastic Four as the post-credit to lead you into Phase 5.
Are they going to do some weird kind of like scientific shit that's going to open up something, and then it's going to...
Well, we know another universe obviously has Charles Xavier, and which you presume is the X-Men.
Open that up, so they're going to do something which brings them in, like...
It'll be interesting to see how they do that, like, because the multiverse is now very much a thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think they can bring in the mutants until like the Fantastic Four is fully developed, which is what makes me think the post-credit scenes in Fantastic Four will be something to introduce the mutants, like, and that'll be bam. That's where Phase 5 is going to start and go on, but. I don't know how you're going to bring in the rest of the Fantastic Four. Are they just going to appear in a post-credit scene? Like, all right.
Here's the wild speculation, right?
It's all wild speculation at the moment.
It's all. I feel like it's all hindering on Ant-Man and the Wasp. Oddly enough, Quantum Mania, right? Who else to work with the great Dr. Hank Pym, right? Other than one. Reed Richards, whatever his first name actually is. Is it actually Reed? Is it not short for something? Can we not come up with something besides Reed?
I think it's Reed
Richards.
Yeah. One Dr. Reed Richards. So I feel like if we're getting in kind of like Fantastic Four tease, it could potentially be post credits for Ant-Man and the Wasp, or they're gonna make a cameo just in the film at some point. Because, I mean, if we're dealing with the quantum realm, who else better to help Hank Pym now that Tony Stark is dead than Reed Richards? So I feel like that's our setup for that. And Fantastic Four could be our setup for more big bad, more like opening quantum realm, other realms, other dimensions, more multiverse. We'll see.
It's the whole. Are the Fantastic Four currently already a thing in the universe? Because surely somebody would know about that. So clearly they're not. It's not happened yet. Because Avengers Tower was still a thing just about in, obviously, Hawkeye. It's talked about, obviously, it's from the new building when it got destroyed, taking all the stuff, blah, blah, blah. Everything there's fine. Like, there's no mention of Fantastic Four anywhere, apart from, obviously, in Doctor Strange, I believe.
Sure.
So, on that note, you'd probably think it's not a thing.
The group, no. But there's got to be a Reed Richards and company walking around the streets of New York.
So, when is that going to happen? Like, this is the thing. If they've got a film at the end of Phase 4, how are they introduced? You're saying, okay, Reed Richards, yes, probably Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, or, like, Quantum Thingy, whatever it's called. Like, what's the, how are you going to bring the Thing in? Or Invisible, I can't remember their actual name. And Human Torch.
Invisible.
Does she go invisible?
Just invisible.
Yeah, Invisible Woman.
Invisible Woman, that's it. Yeah, and then Human Torch. When do you introduce them?
So according to the wiki right here, right, that I'm currently looking at, Phase 4 ends with Blade.
As a TV series, or is that a film?
No, it's a film.
Blade is a film.
Okay.
Blade is a film. So we just got Multiverse of Madness. Next up, Thor: Love and Thunder.
Then Black
Panther. Quantumania, Guardians 3, The Marvels, Fantastic Four, then Blade.
Oh, Blade's
I'm
not on my
seriously
list.
excited for Blade.
And then
Yeah, Blade will be
ton of TV shows.
Like Marshall Ali, can you? I can only imagine.
Yeah.
How cool that is going to be.
Oh yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. But so you say you get one of them in Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Is there realistically any way of getting one of them in Black Panther? Probably not. I don't think there'd be any crossover in that film. Thor: Love and Thunder. All the others no, because all of the others get their powers. Well, they all get their powers from the thing, but Reed Richards was already really well known in his. You know, he was a character. Like, there's a backstory with Reed Richards. You know, I can see the link between Pym and stuff like that. So, where did he come in? The Marvels potentially, because that's going to be set in space in some way.
Yeah, that and Guardians 3 will probably have more connection than...
Could the Marvels part of the thing be the explosion and Captain Marvel somehow is part of rescuing them in the post-credit scene or something? Or because that's dealing with photons and energy and stuff like that.
It's already going to be a full cast too, because we're getting, not just Photon and Captain Marvel. We're also getting Miss Marvel.
Ms. Marvel. I'm thinking more post-credit.
Sure.
Potentially, that makes sense, because the next one is the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, immediately after the Marvels. I feel like we may get some kind of setup. Like, if the Fantastic Four are going to be a thing, I feel like it could be Quantumania setting up their origin story, or even the Marvels with, like, Kree technology, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being part of, like, their origin, or... I don't know.
Who knows?
Because I can see it more in Quantumania, right? Because I can see, like, Hank and Scott trying to work out best way to get back into the quantum realm without Tony Stark.
Yeah.
And then coming in with Reed Richards. Something fucks up, bam, Fantastic Four. Right? Like, post-credit scenes could be, well, let's just say, like, something goes wrong in the lab. Everyone else is okay. 4 people are injured. Post-credit scene, stretchy Mr. Fantastic, right?
Yeah.
There's your Fantastic Four. I don't know. All wild speculation.
Who knows? Do you have any thoughts, Terry?
No.
Okay.
No. That's it. No. But I do.
No thoughts from T.
I have thoughts about the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer.
What do you think?
Oh yes, let's get into that.
It was a good trailer.
It was a good trailer. How long we got now? How long we got? Not long at all, really. That's what.
Not long. Couple more weeks, I think.
Yeah.
I don't need to watch Boba Fett for this, do I? Like
no,
because I don't think I'm going to watch Boba Fett. Like I think I will watch this though.
You need to watch
2 Mandalorian episodes.
You need to watch, just watch the few episodes, like
maybe I will watch it.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm excited for this.
Me too.
I'm really hyped.
I love the art style in this. I think it just looks very good. I think it's the best looking Star Wars thing we've had in a while. On trailer alone, and like the Mandalorian was a really interesting art style, but this just looks really good. Like,
I've been enjoying the memes out of it. All the Uncle Owen memes lately have been just so good.
Is there any other TV series announced for Star Wars? Like apart from obviously
there was a bunch of them announced a while ago, weren't there? But I don't even know what still. Like we're getting the Ahsoka series. I think they cancelled that other one that was set around the Rebels or whatever they were. Like I can't remember.
Right. Yeah.
But I can't remember what other ones there were. I know there's Ahsoka.
Andor, right?
Yeah.
With Cassian Andor from Rogue One.
That's it. Yeah.
But
I think we're getting Vision season 2. That's apparently supposed to drop maybe sometime this year.
No. That's standalone though, right? That's just the individual stories.
Oh, right, so you're saying that,
Yeah.
That's the one that's like different really animation styles, wasn't it? Yeah, I watched one of them, yeah.
Cool.
And then what have we got on the Marvel side? What's next? Ms. Marvel's next, isn't it?
Ms. Marvel is next.
And then She-Hulk.
As far
you've got to watch Moon Knight though.
I will watch Moon Knight. No, I will watch Moon Knight. It was one of them. I said to Vince, wanted to wait for it to finish.
Yeah.
Then I can just crack on with them and watch them. Like I start my new job soon, so there'll be a commute, so I can probably get 2 in per journey. So
yeah,
it's I'm looking forward to that. Like, would you say because I've said before I'm not a fan of jump scares in the sense of it takes me out of whatever I'm watching. I don't find any pleasure in it. Like, is there more jump scares in Doctor Strange than there is in a standard episode of Moon Knight, or is there a lot more in Moon Knight?
Oh god, yeah. No, it's not.
Doctor Strange for sure. Yeah.
Moon Knight's not scary.
I thought Moon Knight had a lot of tension jump scares in it. Did it not?
Like that first episode, I think. Yeah.
Is that like the only one?
That's pretty much the only one. I remember. Yeah.
I didn't know if it was one of them that I could watch when I went to bed. I don't want to be scared.
No, it's fine.
I really want to watch it because, Jason Isaacs, isn't it? No, what's his name? Is it not Jason? Oscar Isaac. Sorry.
Oscar Isaac is phenomenal
really
in the show.
Yeah.
Watch fucking Dune, Adam.
Yeah.
Seriously,
watch Dune.
It's on Sky now as well. I don't even have.
Yeah, you got no excuse.
You really don't have a reason. Yeah.
It's just. Do you know what it is? Like, I sit down and I'm like, okay. Could watch a film, but then I think of everything else that I'd rather do than watch like a 3-hour film or 2.5 hours, whatever it is.
Listen, find an evening where you can just set aside and you can't be bothered. Hopefully, something. If you get an evening by yourself, headphones on, loud as you can, 4K screen.
Yeah.
Just do it. Just treat yourself.
Experience this masterpiece with us.
Yeah.
Adam.
I do really want to watch it. It's just all this stuff keeps coming out,
I know.
There's so many things on my list of stuff that I need to watch, and it just doesn't give in. We haven't got Terry's. Sorry, we have to get your thoughts on the Avatar trailer.
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I really enjoyed it. I mean, so this is the thing. We watched Avatar with the kids for the first time, literally 2 weeks before. 3 weeks before. And so it was watching that and then coming straight after that and then watching I'm looking forward to it. I'm hyped for it. I don't understand the hate towards the Avatar films. With the Avatar's film, sorry. I don't when I saw it again, we're going back some time now. It's like a decade now. I can't believe how long
it's over a decade,
yeah, it's crazy.
A lot longer than that. Yeah.
I was super hyped for that film, and it did not disappoint. obviously I saw it in like 3D IMAX at the BFI and IMAX, and it was like that. Honestly, was one of the best cinema experiences I've ever had.
Will you do the same for this? Will you travel and go watch it in
an
IMAX?
To. It's a little bit different now, a little bit further away, but I would like to, because I do feel like that is the way to experience it. Like, I mean, obviously watching it
can make a day of it.
Normal, yeah. It'll be. There's this thing with these films, you got to watch it in the best possible way you can.
Yeah, because it's all thriller and no
be
filler.
Interested to see though, because obviously, like when the first Avatar came out, like it was very much the forefront of that 3D.
Yeah, it was a revival of it. Yeah,
and to be honest with it, it was like the only one that actually did it properly.
Yeah,
like everything else, like kind of like was kind of piggyback on it, but it was that film was made for it. It was like it added depth to it, and I'd be interested to see, because I was kind of googling this the other day. I was like, is it coming out in 3D? Because 3D seemed to be kind of dead. Like
Doctor Strange was in 3D.
Was it?
You could watch it in 3D. Yeah, it was one of the
right.
options,
But see, like most kind, like I would always choose not to watch something in 3D.
I hate 3D.
Because it looks terrible. Yeah. But Avatar, I think, is the exception. I think that film was incredible in 3D, and especially incredible in 3D IMAX. Like it was. So I've never been able to compare anything to it. Like when I seeing that like the first time. So
I said last week, so I won't go. Like, I think my worry for this film is I want it to be really good. Like, but my worry is that this will just be all visual and no content. Because I think that's what sets. I think that's the issue with Avatar. I said this to Vince last week. If Avatar wasn't a 3D film, it would just be a film that was released. It would not have broke the records it did. Like, it was purely because it was like, you've got to see this in 3D. This is the next generation of film. This is the next big thing. You have to see it.
I don't think
it's a good.
I don't think it was
story.
I don't think it was just the 3D. I think it was you got to remember when that
the
film
visuals,
came out,
the CGI, everything.
It was the first time anything had ever been done like that. Like the film, the whole film had been like.
I just think it was a tech showcase.
Yeah, it was a tech showcase. But I do feel like this one will be that again. Let's be honest. Yeah. Has James Cameron ever failed us?
Yes.
Ever? Yeah. With what?
I would say
watch James Cameron films.
I would say Avatar is not a good film. Like, actually, I think visually very good. Like, totally agree. And from a tech, I could watch it from a tech side of things and go, "This is great." I will never choose to watch that film again at home.
Really? Wow.
I just think it is such a terribly written film with so many plot holes. Like, it's just, and it was just done where James Cameron was like, I have this vision, like, and he did it.
See, I get it. I get it. It's a very, like, plot wise, it's very basic. It's thin. It's basically just like Pocahontas or whatever. Like it's just reskin. But I still, when I watch it, I completely. Like when I watch it, I get it. Like I'm just like it doesn't need so. I'm for me personally, I think it still hits. Yeah. I remember watching it when it came. Like, when I was at the cinema, I came out of it thinking like it did hit home for me personally. This is obviously a decade ago. I was like, fuck, I was just like shit. Like we're pretty shit. Like we're like basically like the way it made you like
realize
Yeah, and this was a decade. Like we've obviously things have gone a lot worse since then. Like it was showing how like we basically like disrespecting the planet, blah 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 blah. I know it's like the plot is very kind of like thin on top of that, but
it has a good message. I agree with that. Yeah. But I'm going to say something that is probably, you can quote me on this, and it's going to infuriate you, and it'll probably infuriate both of you. But I stand by this 100%, and this isn't for clicks or anything like that.
Oh, here we go. Look, here we go. This is going to be the thumbnail.
It's not.
It's going to be for click, isn't it?
It is, and I mean this, and I've said it so many times.
Be careful here.
Oh, okay. Who Framed Roger Rabbit is more impressive than Avatar, and has a better story. And look at how good that film is. You watch that film the first time you see it, going, how are they doing? We know how they're doing it, but it's like, how are they doing this? Look at the cartoon characters interacting with, what's it called? What's his name?
action.
No, it's Hopkins. No, what's his name?
Bob Hoskins.
Bob Hopkins. Yeah. Hopkins. Sorry.
Hoskins.
Bob Hoskins. Yeah.
Hoskins.
Yeah.
No
right.
P.
Hoskins. Sorry. No, it's a P. It's Hopkins.
No, Bob Hoskins.
Hoskins.
Okay.
Hoskins. All right. Okay. Right. Anyway, Bob. Like
you're making an unfair comparison though, because
no, I'm not.
It is literally one of the best animated films.
It's
of all time,
one of the best animated films, but James Cameron adds nothing like that film hasn't already done apart from 3D, which, let's be honest, ruined cinema for about 10 years. Because every film, I remember, and I shit you not, I went on a date probably the year after Avatar came out, and they got to choose. We went to watch Step Up 3. And that was in fucking 3D. And the only thing they did in 3D was they stood on top of an air vent with a slushy and blew slushy out of their straws, and it floated up. And I had to pay an extra £2 to watch. Like, nah, he ruined cinema for so long. They made you wear those stupid glasses that were uncomfortable on your nose, that were never brand new. Like, they just put them back in packets. We all know that. Like, and like, you sat there, like, and it takes you out of the moment because you're looking around, and you do this for the whole film. What's it look like without? What's it look like without? Because that's what you do. Whereas you can watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit with your own eyes. It's a better story. It's funnier. Like, it has great characters. Like, and it's just much better. Like, I'm sorry, but Who Framed Roger Rabbit is better than Avatar in every sense of the word, apart from the water effects.
The water effects are great.
Yeah, they look really good. They look really good.
What I'm liking the look of. Obviously, we know James Cameron obsessed with water, loves the ocean.
Yeah.
I love that they're basing this in the oceans of Pandora. And
a lot of blue, though. A lot of blue.
That's cool. I want to see some blue. Show me some underwater stuff.
Yeah, but blue skin, blue water, blue sky.
Yeah. Give me all the blue. I don't care.
There is some.
Look, I'm very interested to see how this, because
it will sell well, but the reviews will be bad.
That's what I'm saying. James Cameron has never failed. He's never failed. Like, well, regardless of what you think about Avatar, he's the only one that can actually outdo himself. Like, he literally has been doing it since, like...
There's got to be a failure somewhere.
Like, he did it since, like, Terminator 2. Like, literally, like, he's literally just... does his own box office records. But I'm interested to see in this climate how that will work, because... It's a decade later.
He's become very pretentious as well, though, hasn't he, really? He's more of a meme of himself now, where he's like, I've got to wait till the technology catches up. For what? You to think of a story that you wrote yourself into a corner in Avatar? Like, no. Anyway, let's see. I'm just having a quick look.
See, Terry, the only thing I was going to say about the trailer was that it looked really pretty.
It does look pretty.
It's been a while since I've seen the first Avatar film.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I don't. When I think of Avatar, obviously I think of like the 3D, but that's not what I think. I think of the technology, how much it pushed the technology forward. Not just like in how it looks, but how with filmmaking. Like, you know, how he was like the first guy to do the whole, like, you know, them wearing like all the kind of things on them, and then actually moving through a digital
capture,
and moving through a digital environment, you know, like, so like,
yeah, but when they have those stupid masks on, how bad is the CGI? When they have those masks on, like they're terrible. When he tries to do real world faces, terrible. Anyone can make them blue. Like, it don't matter. It don't have to look like anyone. Oh, they've got the same eyes.
But this is the shit that's like this would be pushing like video game technology forward, because like it's the same, it's blurring the lines between them, like, because it's like, it's not just like kind of After Effects, it's literally just actors moving through digital environment stuff, which has moved on a lot, you know, since like he did it. But he was the one that kind of did that with Avatar. He was the one that kind of started that was very much a new thing. It was always before that, it was like, we act out the scenes, then we'll paint in all these digital effects afterwards. But no, like, he actually created these kind of digital sets that they were kind of living through. So,
but
that's cool.
He did mess up by making one of the, I can't remember what the Avatar people are called. What's their actual?
The Na'vi.
Like when one of the humans become the Na'vi and they go through and whatnot.
Yeah.
they're wearing a t-shirt, the same t-shirt they were wearing before they went in, but the Na'vi are like 6 times bigger
Harvard
than
t-shirt.
Yeah, the Harvard t-shirt like it is perfectly fitting the Na'vi, like when they're 6 times bigger than the humans, but like it's ridiculous. And I would just like to say that James Cameron wrote and directed Piranha Part 2, The Spawning. So don't tell me he always delivers. Like, he does not always deliver. Like,
He didn't write that.
Screenplay and under his pseudonym, which is H.A. Milton. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Like,
What year was this?
1981, 3 years before Terminator. But it doesn't matter.
Chance that it made a film.
Like, I'm just saying.
Probably still at school.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
I would say Rambo First Blood Part 2 wasn't great either. Out of the Rambo.
He didn't direct that though.
He did.
Look, listen,
He did direct it. It's on his.
No, he didn't.
It's on his director filmography.
He probably helped out one day, like with a camera or something. Like, look, everything is.
No, sorry,
directed is being-
I clicked on written for that bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
He-
One second.
You're not going to find much better as a resume than Jim.
True Lies. That was okay, I guess. He did
Jim.
He did a music video.
We're on those terms, Vince. You're on those terms. Look, he can do whatever. Look, he can do whatever the fuck he wants because he made Terminator 2 and Aliens. So I don't care how good like Avatar 2 is.
I'm not a
He
fan
can
of
just
The
kind of-
Abyss, and he did The Abyss. But,
Oh, The Abyss is great.
yeah, but it's all water in it. It's his usual
Exactly.
MO.
It's all
innit?
water. He loves water. All right.
Do you know he directed a
water.
video game? 2 video.
Was the
He
Avatar
he
video?
directed 3 video games.
Yeah, he did the Avatar game.
No,
No,
but
he
he's still
did
up.
the Terminator 2029, and the Terminator,
Oh wow. Okay.
the re-release.
Big,
And they re-released the Terminator again in
Re-released it,
1993. Then he did the video game RoboCop versus the Terminator. All right. Then he did Terminator Rampage. He's created more games than bloody Hideo Kojima. It's loads. Anyway,
There you go.
I wouldn't say everything's fantastic, but anyway, yeah. Well, we'll see. The trailer looked great, but there'll be no story. Tell you now. It will be a whole movie of everything going on, and James Cameron will just pop up in the bottom corner going, it looks nice, like for 2.5 hours, and then he'll be like, come back in 2033 for number 3.
Yeah. That's the only thing I'm a bit kind of dubious about. I'm like, how are you gonna squeeze 3
Yeah, it's
sequels
gonna
out of
be a
this?
while.
That's
Well, apparently they filmed them all, haven't they? So
yeah. But like, how much content can you make out of these four films? But I don't know.
well,
We'll-
apparently
we'll see.
4 more films and a Ubisoft game.
Yeah.
God
At
knows where
least
that's
one
gone. God knows where that's gone. That's been kept quiet for the last year.
Mm.
Like, anyway.
We just saw it back in the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't been a year yet.
It was June, and we're in midway through May.
Wow.
Like, it's been a year, pretty
We
much.
still got Summer Games Pass.
Well, that's where we're going to
Yeah,
see,
fair
isn't it?
enough.
Because they're not. It's probably they're
There
going to
you go.
wait for this to be released. Quick note about Doctor Strange for you, Vince, is
What the fuck?
we didn't get the Top Gun extended trailer.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
You lucky bastards. That was way too long.
Well, I didn't. I
I
presume you
enjoyed
didn't.
that. We got that.
Oh, you
We,
saw it?
oh,
Yeah.
we didn't get that.
I enjoyed that. I want to go see that.
It's apparently really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
was
enjoyed
thinking that
those
too,
scenes because
yeah.
I know like a lot. You know, pretty much all that they could, they filmed. You know, literally, really like.
It's
you know,
It's Tom Cruise, of course it is.
Yeah, exactly.
I nearly
yeah,
said
like,
Tom
these, like,
Hanks. That'd be a
real-
very different film.
Those are real jets, like
Yeah,
literally,
that's
like dogfighting and that, and
Yeah.
you can see it, and yeah, that was cool. Like seeing that on the IMAX screen. Yeah, they showed the whole preview clip of that, and it was really cool.
I like how I was reading a thing that Tom Cruise said he wouldn't do this film if they didn't bring Val Kilmer in for it. Like he said, he wouldn't even contemplate doing another
Wait,
film.
is he going to be in it?
He's in the trailer. He's not.
Is he?
Yeah, I don't think he's. I don't know anything about the film, but from what I read, I don't think he's in it for long.
I
But
mean,
he-
they
'cause
reference
obviously-
his character and
No,
stuff.
he's
but I
he's
didn't-
physically in the film.
Oh wow, okay.
So apparently, like Tom Cruise wouldn't do it unless he appeared. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so that's a really cool moment. I'm looking forward to.
Mm.
But man, you watched Top Gun back. That was not a good film. Like, and then
had some good moments. I mean, I watched it like for the first time. Like
it's a
couple of
very
years ago.
80s movie.
It's so 80s.
Yeah.
Like that's what it's worth watching. It just if you want to watch the most 80s ass film ever, it's Top Gun.
I think
For
that
better
would
or
be a very good tournament bracket. What is the best 80s movie?
Because not the best film from the 80s, but the best film that captures the 80s. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the most 80s film.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Because your Die Hards, your Top Guns, like
Yeah.
all of them are in there. Like that is a.
Yeah.
I might put that together, but
It's a good one.
that'd be an interesting one. But anyone else got anything to say before?
Cocktail. Chuck Cocktail in there.
Cocktail's very 80s. Forrest Gump. Oh, that was 90s.
That's
Forrest
90s,
Gump.
that's
That was
90s.
90s,
That was
yeah.
on the 90s, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like feels like the 80s, but all right.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
80s.
Good movie.
Good movie.
Back
Well-
to the Future. Sorry,
Very
I'm
good
just going to
movie.
keep doing this now. We should save this.
Yeah.
When was the first Blues Brothers film?
Close
That's
down,
90s?
Adam.
No, when was Blues Brothers?
That might be 80s. That was 80s.
Trading Places was the 80s.
Oh, see, that was 2000s.
Oh, you're an idiot. Right. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us here, either on Twitch at Shifty Crab Plays or over on YouTube at Shifty Crab. You can find us over on Twitter at Crab Shifty, because that damn Shifty Crab won't give us our name yet. But and you can follow us all individually over there as well. But if you like this, go watch some of our other stuff. All the VODs from our live streams, as well as this, are all available for you to see on YouTube and Twitch. And as always, I want to say thank you to the best beard in the business, the leader of the marching band who joined us in the Black Parade. It is Mr. Vince Haley. Thank you, Vince.
Yeah, thank you. I was gonna say something. It's gone.
It's gone. It's gone.
Man, my mind is fried. It's Monday and my mind is fried. That's
Yeah.
not a good sign for the week.
Doesn't bode well for the week. Thank you to the returning. He's back. The prodigal son has returned. It is the Pun Master General, Obi-Pun Kenobi himself, Mr. Terry Jeffs. Thank you very much, Terry.
Peace out. I'm going to go get some sleep.
Go get some sleep.
There you go.
And I have been me and you have been you. Just a reminder that I will be streaming tomorrow. So if you want to come hang out with me, that would be great. And I'll be streaming most of the week as usual. But thank you to everyone else. And as always, stay shifty.